What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction, coming at you with some more analysis of some interesting comic stuff, some tropes, some storytelling ideas. And what I'm going to start with, actually, in my thoughts this morning, comes from the Impossible Tales Steve Ditko Archives, Volume 4, which is a hardcover collection of Ditko's short work from Fantagraphic Books. And it opens with an essay that actually goes and has a couple quotes from Ditko in here. And I'm going to read one of them real quick because this is going to get into what we're talking about today. Ditko says, "My ideas, stories, and art were and are not accepted as valid comic book material and not worth covering by the fan press. My independent mind hand material contrasted with, opposed, challenged the dominating and growing comic book anti-hero premise at both Marvel and DC, where that the anti-hero premise grew into Marvel's drunken Iron Man and DC's death of Superman. Those who accept a hero as a drunk or disposable could hardly accept the premise of a true hero, a man at his best." And that's a very interesting thing. And I have been kind of going in this direction and talking about kind of the decline of comics for a while. And as you see right here, we have Frank Miller, Batman, Dark Knight Returns. And with Frank Miller and Alan Moore and others, the comic industry really changed from having some good heroes doing good things, trying to uplift everybody, being something that children could go into a comic shop, pick up a book and read. And it changed it into this dark, gritty, and darker and grittier, and darkest and grittiest, and even darkerest and grittiest. And that is what the comic book industry turned into. It tried to just out dark and gritty itself, try to out epic itself, try to out destroy the universe, destroy the multiverse itself, kill everybody, kill Captain America. And when you read stories like that, it just ruins the characters. It not only impacts the characters for that one storyline, but because it leaves such a foul taste in your mouth of the characters after seeing them deconstructed, you can never go back again and enjoy that character because you just have that in your head. I had this problem when I was looking at Steve Ditko's Speedball, and I never picked that. I barely even picked that book up. Ditko did a beautiful thing where he took these uh, stories of Speedball and kind of made a teen hero doing the right thing, and did 10-page stories, very quick, very, very fast paced, very fun, very lighthearted. And of course, it didn't sell back in the day. But the reason I didn't buy it was not because of the storytelling material. I was very interested in that storytelling material. The reason I almost didn't get it was just because my one interaction with Speedball was the Civil War storyline, where they basically turned him into a terrorist, school shooter, whatever, by accident, because he did it on accident. And that sort of thing just leaves a foul taste in the mouth and ruins the character. And especially knowing the way that Ditko did things and his philosophy, them doing that to his character at that point really is just a slap in the face to what came before. And to Ditko's point, I feel the same way about Drunken Iron Man. How can you enjoy Iron Man on a level of a hero where he's really the great Iron Hero when he's a drunkard and he's going to do something stupid? Or same with Ant-Man. An even worse example, they made him into a wife beater. It's like, why would you do that to your heroes? Why would you do that to your children's book? And they always talk about, oh, it's so realistic. Well, I don't know a lot of people who are just like belligerent alcoholics or belligerent wife beaters. And I certainly wouldn't write monthly books about their stories about them being heroes every month, because it just wouldn't be fun for anybody. For the ones that I do know, I hope that people like that recover, of course, and I hope that people like that can get the help that they need. But when you're writing a story and you're writing a character, especially when you're in a genre such as superheroes, you are trying to present truth, justice, in the American way. And when you are trying to present that and trying to give something uplifting and give some positive hope in a story that the world can be better, that evil can be vanquished, when you go into the wrecking of a character like that, you pretty much just invalidate everything that goes on with the character. And so it makes it hard to want to continue. And I mean, it has happened across the board now, almost with every character that's become a legacy character at this point. I mean, Spider-Man made a deal with the devil to end his marriage. How can you read Spider-Man with that after that? Like, I mean, as an adult, I just can't ever get back from that. It leaves such a foul taste in the mouth. And too many of these events and too much of this going on, and editorial allowing this for decades, has pretty much made it so that these comics are impossibly ruined at this point. Now, is there an alternative? Yes, of course there is, and of course there's Ditko's work, which is still being published to this day, and he definitely keeps with his own philosophy, and so it's very heavy into philosophy. If you're into that, so you might want to be a little wary about that if you're not into that philosophy. He's very consistent, and even with that, even if with things that I don't necessarily agree with, that consistency is what matters, at least to me. And then on another front, I've got my own comics, and I'm doing my own thing here, and I'm trying to be more cognizant of heroism. Right, this is Flying Sparks. Now, of course, I start this out where Chloe slash Metagirl is not exactly good at being a hero yet, because she's new. She's learning the ropes. She's learning how to fight. People are not intrinsically good at things. They get better at things as they go along. This goes for writing, for art, anything. You have to um, practice at things and practice in order to get good. So I wanted to start her out from a position where she really didn't understand what she was doing at first, and then goes along and figures things out. But she's always trying to do the right thing. She's always going to put herself in a situation where she will do her darndest to help others, regardless of whether it's good for her and whether it's going to hurt her, or be useful for her own life. And that, to me, that is the essence of self-sacrifice. That is the essence of heroism. That is the essence of Christ as the ultimate hero, because that's what we're trying to emulate. We're trying to emulate the Good Samaritans of the world, and that is what I want to present comics to be. And I think that that's what comics need to return to if we're going to have good stories with good heroism again. So I hope you'll check it out. This is something that will never get into comic shops. It will never be seen through Diamond. It will never be recognized by the mainstream comic industry. And that's because the comic industry is in that death spiral. They're still trying to emulate those deconstructions from 30 years ago. And as they emulate even further and further and further, a copy of a copy of a copy of those deconstructions, you get degeneration on such a level that there's no coming back from it. You need to push back the other direction if you're going to get good stories and good heroes again. That's my thoughts for the day. If you enjoy my thoughts, please check out the book. It is the links down below. I hope that more people follow in this trend. I'm very much enjoying reading Ditko. His essays, his comics, they are an inspiration, and I hope you guys find them too. I'll be reviewing those books as I read them. I will see you soon. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me. If you disagree with me, let me know. And I will be back. And hit the like and subscribe button, of course. I should say that at the beginning of videos, because that's at the end, people are tuning out before that. All right, see you.